With this energy of you are always in my dreams, this person is definitely thinking about long-term future plans with you. You are this person's vision come to life. You are their dream girl or dream guy in the flesh. And this is somebody that it feels like they're giving a lot of gratitude, a lot of thanks to the universe, that they have encountered you at this time in their life, that they are in a place in their life where they are emotionally open, that their life is open enough to kind of like welcome you in or take steps forward towards you. This is somebody that is almost like, thank goodness you are not somebody else's blessing that I just have to like admire from afar. Thank goodness there are no third parties in this situation now, or perhaps anymore. And so now the road between the two of us is wide open and clear. And all I need to do is to continue to take steps forward towards you, to have experiences with you, to get to know you, to romance you, to allow myself to be romanced by you. This is somebody that sees you as that full package, as that energy of like everything that they have been looking for wrapped up into one person. This is somebody that is almost, it feels like they're in a very like dreamy energy at this point in time, where as far as they're seeing the situation, like they think very highly of you. You could do no wrong in their eyes. And this is somebody that is just kind of like, your wish is my command. What is it that you need from me or of me in order to feel very celebrated as a person, very celebrated as a sensual being, very celebrated for all that you are, all that you were, and all that you shall become. This is somebody that is very curious to continue to get to know you. They hang on to every word that you speak, every little tidbit that you reveal about yourself. It's almost like they sort of take a step back and are viewing you like a living work of art. It helps to start make different things make sense to them as well. This is something that it's kind of like, okay, they find out about certain preferences or things that you dislike, and it puts a different context or a different spin on ways in which they've seen you kind of like gravitate towards certain things or push certain things away, how open you have been with them, or maybe even how reserved that you have been with them. This person even finds your boundaries very sexy. They like the fact that there is some mystery to you, that you might be like an open book. It's very, easy to talk to you. You're very personable. You're very warm, but there's definitely a sense of you're like a page turner, that there are aspects and elements to you that, time itself will reveal. This is somebody that doesn't want to kind of like get ahead of themselves either as far as this experience is concerned, because they're just taking in kind of like the wonder of this moment. You have this person up on cloud nine. You have this person in their feels. You definitely have this person under your spell. Just the whole everything of who you are is kind of hitting all the right buttons within them. I've never felt this way before. You have this person questioning, did I ever really know what love was? Have I ever really experienced that? Because whatever these feelings are that are coming on within them, like butterflies times 10, this is something that it feels really good. It feels as well that there's like a groundedness to this. It's something where, yeah, there's an intensity of feelings and they're feeling very dreamy, but it feels also very realistic, very healthy, very balanced. And that is helping to put into perspective maybe even kind of like toxic connections they were in the past, where that feeling of butterflies, that was just something that was kind of like a prelude to a trauma bond, or something where, kind of those endorphins were kicking off, and it was just two kind of wounded people sort of playing off one another, or connections that were just sort of, very ego based. This time, in this situation with you, it's like they feel that lift off emotionally, something opening inside, almost like their heart chakra opening like a flower, and all of this kind of fragrance of possibilities sort of emanating from them, being exchanged between the two of you. But it's also something that fits in very nicely to aspects about their life that they have like been working on, or that are important to them, that are part of like their stability as a person, like healthy habits, good routines. You're not someone in this situation is not something which takes away from that. Even as they are in the midst of like a dreamy energy, like daydreaming, it's not something where it is like obsessive or intrusive. And that feels to be something that is a very important aspect of this situation for them, that lets them know to continue to have experiences with you, open up to this, to be very present in this experience, that whatever more can develop between the two of you is something that can really like add into, just sort of enhancing the life that they've been living. Not that this is a circumstance of like, oh, you complete me and you make me whole, because they might have felt that with people in the past, and that could have been coming from a place of like neediness or wounding or like a trauma bond. But with you, it's kind of like you just accentuate this wholeness that I've already developed within myself. And they hope that they are doing that for you as well. They like the fact as well that there's like an anticipation to see you or talk to you, but it's not something that brings forth kind of this inclination to sort of like cancel other plans that they have going on, or something, that leads to a lot of anxiety, or just a lot of sense of being very fixated. Like they're really immersed in the moment, but they're not totally just fixated at the expense of all other things. So they feel very like centered, very grounded within themselves, and like you're able to kind of meet one another on that elevated type of experience. We also have, I can feel your energy when we are apart. Yeah, so you and this person may definitely have like an empathic bond between the two of you. Something where your energies have merged, your energies have collided, your energies are having whole conversations, even when you're both doing your own thing. You're at work, you're with your friends, you're doing your self-care, you're having your like personal time, and this isn't something where it's like, oh, I constantly feel you around me and I don't have any time to myself. But there's almost these times where they just sort of like feel your energy kind of blink into the midst of whatever else they have their focus on, and it puts a little smile on their face. There are times when they are alone and it feels like you are in the same room with them, but this doesn't like creep them out. This doesn't make them feel like, hey, this is weird, this is awkward, I'm not used to this. It's almost like it fills them with the sense of like, yeah, it feels right to have you here with me. It feels right to have you as more of an inclusive part of my day-to-day reality than you have been up to this point in time, or that anyone has been like in a while in my life. So a lot is happening between the two of you in the subtle realms, behind the scenes, beyond just those kind of like 3D conversations with one another. It's almost kind of like there's a closeness that's being developed in the 5D, in those higher realms, that can be sort of like a bridge that the two of you move through in your conscious and willing participation in the 3D to create meaningful experiences, meaningful moments, deep exchanges, moments of honesty that kind of break through the illusion of the unknown or any fears that you may have, so that as this connection progresses, it's something that can lead to like a higher level love, almost anchored into the material world. We also have, I'm really attracted to you. Yeah, so you are definitely very fulfilling to this person. They love the way you dress. They love the way that you smell. They love the way that you style your hair. If you wear makeup, they love your makeup. They love the way that you carry yourself. They love the way that you live your life. Like everything about you, again, it's like you're a living work of art. If you have tattoos, body art, they love those as well. This is something where there's just everything about you draws them in. They can't stop just kind of like watching, staring, in the midst of like conversations that you have, like face-to-face exchanges. This is somebody that almost gets like lost in your eyes, but it's a good kind of lost. It's like I get lost, but I find myself deeply within them, within your eyes, within those moments of connection. So you are definitely like the full package, very pleasing to this person. This is somebody that's like, I wouldn't want you to change a thing, but definitely if you want to do a makeover, you want to do something different, I'm sure that I will like that as well. But they like want you to know that this version of you in the here and now is incredibly sexy. It's incredibly appealing. It is exactly what is turning them on in every way. We also have, I'm hiding my true feelings for you. Yeah, so this person, it feels like they're a little bit nervous to kind of let you know just how much they're feeling. Again, that energy of like butterflies that's happening inside of them. And there's a part of them that is like, I want to hold on to this moment. I want to savor this moment because I know when I speak, when I express some kind of truth, it's going to take us to a really wonderful place. But I almost want to like take in all of this as like a memory, as something hopefully that we can talk about, we can look back on. I can kind of impress you with all these little details that I remember, just how much I was like feeling at this stage of our connection. So as things become more long-term, more permanent, we have more experiences, time passes and we're still together, then I'm able to kind of almost impress you with my ability to be romantic by reminding you of things in like our early stage with one another, the early days of the connection. Something for them as well, that it's kind of like right now in this moment, as you're almost like embodying this living work of art, there's a sense of just kind of like, yeah, I want to experience something more, but I want to take in every aspect of this moment because I've never regarded somebody that I had romantic feelings for like this, either this soon or maybe at all. And it feels like the deepest part is, again, something that feels very grounded, very stable, very practical about this situation. This isn't just somebody that's getting like lost in fantasy land. This is something where it's almost like you are that embodiment of beauty that they didn't know that they were like missing or needing, or would like complement their life so wonderfully, and yet here you are, and it is helping them to sort of see like, yes, you are the person that belongs in my reality, you belong in my existence, you help to accentuate this wholeness inside of myself, and I want to sit in the midst of kind of taking in every little detail of like the space of time where I came to that realization, so that it's something like, because it feels like this person's thinking long term, that it's like in a decade, in 20 years, in 30 years, looking back, I can tell you about the exact moment when I knew that I loved you, the exact moment when I fell for you, when I knew that it was real, and I knew that it was something different than anything I'd ever experienced before. Yes, have I realized now what I did was wrong. So it feels like there was a time, maybe recently, where this person almost told you about those deeper feelings, and a part of them hesitated. They were just kind of like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for what comes next. And so they almost might have sensed a bit of disappointment within you. The chemistry was right. A lot of pressure had built between the two of you. You might have thought, okay, this is the day, this is the moment, this is the interaction, this is the occurrence. This, they're gonna let me know their feelings. They're gonna, have that conversation, and we're gonna define this connection a little bit more. For some of you, this could be like asking you to move in with them, or whatever would involve being more serious with one another. And they hesitated. They're kind of like, oh, I don't know if it's the right time. Let me think about this. Let me pause. Let me ponder. Let me kind of just bask even more in the midst of what we have going on with one another at this point in time. And so it feels like that is something that they kind of regret, that was, the choice that was made. That was kind of the reflex. That was the instinct to kind of pause instead of continue to dive in further. So this is definitely somebody that wants to like make that up to you in terms of when they make that deeper expression, when they allow those butterflies to kind of embolden them and lead them into a place where they are speaking a truth to you that has been held inside for a while. This isn't exactly the energy of like kissing and making up, but there's something where they want to translate to you the deeper aspects, not just of kind of like, I like you or I love you, or these are like the surface level feelings, but something where they're almost trying to find ways to sort of translate this energetic bond that they feel between the two of you. They may be kind of doing some self-reflecting, some prayer about this, kind of like, what's a very meaningful, special way that I can like have this conversation, that I can make this sort of proposal. For some, it'll be like proposing marriage, but for others, it's just kind of like proposing that we take things to the next level with one another. Because again, there's something where they want to kind of capture this moment. They want to remember this moment. They see long term with you, so they want to kind of be able to have like a really good story to tell, a really good experience that the two of you reflect upon a decade from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, of kind of like, that was a pivotal point. That was a crucial kind of like step forward in our connection with one another. We also have I need to make a decision. Yeah, so this is definitely somebody that is kind of like, okay, I could sit here in this energy of just like watching you, beholding you, taking you all in as like this living work of art, or I could join you within that painting, within that kind of world, within that sort of living artistry. Yeah, I'm whole within myself, but you accentuate that wholeness so much more. So is this the right time to kind of embark on more interesting experiences and romance between the two of us, something where I'm communicating those deeper truths to you? Are you ready for that? Like, am I ready for that? Because this is somebody that does not want to kind of like take steps forward and then you encounter fears. This is someone that wants to make sure like you're both comfortable with sort of whatever it is that happens next. This is somebody that is very determined, like, we continue to become closer. I don't pull you close and then push you away. I don't pull you close too soon and you become uncertain. So this is somebody that is almost kind of like gauging your response to things, gauging your energy, gauging your reaction. Yes, they know that there is longing, there is desire on your part, there's anticipation for something more, but there's a sense of like it has to be right. It has to be right so that each step closer we make to one another, each aspect of kind of mystery that is revealed, and then there's clarity and there's truth and there's closeness, that this becomes a tighter bond between the two of us that is unbreakable, that is something that becomes that kind of unshakable foundation upon which we keep standing and we keep rising beyond the version of how we've been relating to one another up to this point in time into something that has the ability to be very stable, very long term, very fulfilling for the two of us. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.